Developing an earthquake plan for the workplace. Before the earthquake. All workplaces must have an emergency plan for earthquakes to protect both employees and visitors. This plan ensures that everyone in the workplace is prepared in the event of an earthquake. The employer is responsible for the development, update, and posting of the earthquake plan, which defines the roles and responsibilities of the personnel, the evacuation procedure, the assembly point, the communication protocols, and the accommodations for the disabled. The employer is also responsible for informing the personnel, conducting drills, testing and updating the emergency plan, and preparing the workplace for the event of an earthquake.
In a small lecture hall, there are people sitting in 2 rows of 4 seats each. To the left in the front row, there is a man in a wheelchair. Everyone is looking at the blackboard where instructions for drafting an emergency plan are written. To the right of the board stands the safety technician and to the left the employer. Both are addressing the employees. On the wall on the right, there is a fire extinguisher.
The employer is responsible for ensuring the safety of the workplace by identifying and mitigating potential non-structural hazards, securing any heavy objects, and moving furniture away from the exits.
On the left side of the image, there is a man using a drill to secure a large bookcase with metal corner brackets to the wall. Approaching from his right is the safety technician. On the wall next to him, there is a fire extinguisher, an evacuation plan, and a sign with an arrow pointing to the fire exit.
During the earthquake. Everyone who is indoors during the earthquake should remain calm, stay in place, and protect themselves by dropping to the floor, taking cover under a sturdy table, and holding one of its legs until the shaking stops.
A man is kneeling under a desk, holding onto one of its legs. On top of the desk is a computer monitor, a mouse, papers, a telephone, and a pencil holder, all shaking because of the earthquake that has started. Across from the desk, there is a bulletin board on the wall swaying from the earthquake. Behind the desk, there is an empty desk chair. All the furniture is shaking.
If there is no sturdy table nearby, everyone who is indoors should drop to the floor, covering their head and neck with their arms for as long as the shaking lasts, making sure to stay away from windows, tall furniture, and other objects that may cause injuries. If someone uses a wheelchair, they should first lock the brakes and then protect themselves.
In the center of the image, there is a staircase with a handrail that connects 2 floors. Upstairs on the first floor, there is a corridor that leads from the rooms to the staircase. In this corridor, near the landing of the staircase, there is a woman kneeling, protecting her head with her arms. A man is sitting on one of the steps, covering his head and neck with his arms. In the corridor on the lower floor, near the base of the stairs, there is a man in a wheelchair, shielding his head with his arms. There are signs with 4 arrows pointing to the emergency exit and a fire extinguisher on each floor.
After the earthquake. When the shaking stops, everybody should follow the workplace emergency plan, taking the emergency kit and evacuating the building using the stairs.
3 women and 2 men are walking in a line heading for the exit as they evacuate the building after the earthquake is over. Across from them stands a man with his hand outstretched, encouraging them to exit the building. One of the men evacuates the building carrying an emergency backpack. On the wall to their left is an evacuation plan and signs with arrows pointing to the exit, a wall-mounted first aid kit, and a fire extinguisher.
After evacuating the building, everyone must gather in the open, safe, pre-designated assembly point, staying away from buildings and other potential hazards.
2 women and 4 men are in the building's courtyard. 5 are standing and 1 man is in a wheelchair with his hands on the wheels. One of the men is holding an emergency backpack. Another is helping one of the women, holding her hand. The second woman has a checklist and is confirming that everyone has evacuated the building. They are all calm. Behind them, you can see a multi-story building with visible cracks, and in the background there are other buildings, trees and bushes.
The employer must ensure that employees are safe, follow the guidelines of the authorities, and remain prepared for aftershocks. For more information, visit our website, www.oasp.gr, and www.ecpfe.oasp.gr/en.